The House will come to order. Members will take their seats. Visitors will retire from the chamber. The Sergeant at Arms will close the doors, and we'd ask our members and our guests in the gallery to please silence any electronic devices. This morning's prayer will be offered by Representative Dixon. We'd ask our members, as well as our guests in the gallery, to please stand for the prayer and to remain standing for the Pledge of Allegiance thereafter. Representative Dixon.
Our kind Father in heaven, we pause for a moment attempting to close out the worldly influences in our lives and express gratitude to Thee for the many blessings enjoyed by each person here. We're so thankful for these fine facilities in which we conduct the people's business. Additionally, we are thankful for our custodians who work faithfully and take pride in keeping these buildings and grounds clean and beautiful. We're thankful for all the excellent staff and their dedication to help us perform our duties. Please bless our custodians and staff and their families as they face their challenges here and in their families and homes. Please bless all these House members here and their families as we face our individual challenges, small and big, simple and serious. Father, please heal all hearts that have a just cause to mourn with the peace of the Prince of Peace. Please bless all righteous men and women across this state, nation, and world who desire to faithfully promote good and resist evil. Please help us to thwart all human violence consistent with Thy will. In the name of Jesus Christ, amen. To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
The gentleman from Caldwell, Representative Hall, is recognized for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, the journal for March 28th has been examined and found to be correct. I move that it be approved as written.
Representative Hall moves the journal for March 28th to be approved as written. Those in favor will say aye. Aye. Those opposed, no. The ayes have it. The journal is approved as written. Calendar, Senate Bill 41. Clerk will read.
Representatives Daniel, Britt, and Perry guarantee Second Amendment freedom, protection.
The gentleman from Caldwell, Representative Hall, is recognized for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move that the House pass Senate Bill 41, guarantee Second Amendment freedom and protections, notwithstanding the objections of the governor.
The gentleman from Caldwell has moved that the House do enact Senate Bill 41 and override the governor's veto, notwithstanding the objections of the governor. The gentleman is recognized to debate the motion.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Members, this bill was filed almost 60 days ago in the Senate. It's gone through 2 committees in the House. It went through 2 committees in the Senate. It passed this body with a veto-proof majority only 2 weeks ago. We debated those issues for a long time in this body when it was in the House. The same issues have been debated in past sessions. Members have heard all the pros and all the cons that members may want to hear about this bill. Additionally, there has been plenty of notice about this veto override vote. Our rules would have allowed this body to take up this veto yesterday when it was sent over from the Senate. But the Speaker did not do that. Instead, the Speaker gave this body notice yesterday while we were still in session that we would do the veto override this morning. This bill also appears on your printed calendar this morning. The issues have been well debated. The issues are well known. The notice has been more than adequate. It's on the printed calendar. And therefore, Mr. Speaker, I'd like to be recognized for a motion.
The gentleman is recognized for a motion.
Mr. Speaker, I move the previous question.
The gentleman has moved the previous question to Senate Bill 41. The motion is not debatable. The question before the House is the motion for the previous question, Senate Bill 41. Those in favor of the previous question will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no. Clerk will open the vote. Stevens, aye. Do Representatives Quick and Sylvania wish to vote? Clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 71 having voted in the affirmative, 45 in the negative. The previous question is adopted. The question before the House is the motion to override the veto of Senate Bill 41. Those in favor of the motion will vote aye. Those opposed will vote no. The clerk will open the vote. We're in a debate, Mr. Leader. We're in a vote.
So there will be no debate, no discussion, not even a 3 minutes for each side to close out.
The member's aware that that on a veto override, that's not the case, and we're in a vote. Members wishing to vote need to press their button. Representative Goodwin wished to vote. Representative Gillespie wished to vote. Representative Perret wished to vote. Representative Crutchfield wished to vote. Representative Clampett wished to vote. Representative Clampett, would you like to vote? Then press the button, please, sir. Stevens, aye. Representative Sylvania wished to vote. The clerk will lock the machine and record the vote. 71 having voted in the affirmative, 45 in the negative. Senate Bill 41 has passed by the requisite 3/5 vote. The override has passed, and this bill will become law, notwithstanding the objections of the governor, and the Senate's notified by special message. Introductions of bills and resolutions. Clerk will read.
Representative Brown, bill reads House Bill 491, Steel Creek Investment Improvement Act.
Appropriations and favorable rules. Actually, we're going to suspend with introductions. We'll do this on recess. Representative Reeves, the gentleman asked a question during the vote, which we don't generally do that during the vote, but I would appoint the gentleman to Rule 19. The rebuttal period is allowed on the second and third readings of the bill, not on an override vote. Rule 19. Members, we have a number of special guests here with us today. On motion of the gentleman from Nash, Representative Cheshire, the chair is honored to have with us today. I would ask us to recognize the mayor of the town of Nashville, Brenda Brown, Nashville Town Council member Larry Taylor, and Nashville Town Manager Randy Lansing. Would y'all please stand so we could welcome you with us today? Over here on the left. Thanks for being with us today. On motion of Representative Ward of Pasquotank County, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to Cassandra Christmas, Student Government Vice President of External Affairs and Campus Liaison, as well as Dorian Record, Jaquan Blackledge, who are all from Elizabeth City State University. Would y'all please stand so we could welcome you over here on the left. Thanks for having you here with us today. Also, we're honored to have a group of students with us from Southmont Elementary School in Asheboro in Randolph County. Would y'all please stand so we could welcome y'all? Thanks for being with us today. On motion of the gentleman from Rockingham County, the chair is happy to extend the courtesies of the gallery to Spencer Odell, who is the NCDOT Assistant District Engineer for Guilford County. Mr. Odell, would you please stand so we could welcome you? Over on the right. Members, pursuant to the notices made yesterday, the only bill that we were taking up at 9:30 was the override. So the remaining bills will be voted upon at 2 o'clock this afternoon. For what purpose does the gentleman from Chatham, Representative Reeves, rise?
For an announcement.
Gentleman has the floor.
Democrats will caucus immediately after close of this portion of session in 1425. Please be there, mandatory attendance. I'd also like to be recognized for a point of personal privilege.
Gentleman's recognized.
I would just like to say to all of the people that are here, school kids and others, thank you for being here. And I want to apologize on behalf of this body for you seeing what you just saw. Your teachers will explain it to you. We're a deliberative body. We recognize all viewpoints, but that was not shown to you today, and that breaks my heart.
Okay. For what purpose does the lady from Forsyth, Representative Baker, rise?
To make an announcement, please.
Lady has floor.
All of you beautiful women in white, we will be meeting at 11:45 instead of 12 today for our group photo because a number of you have scheduling conflicts at noon. So 11:45 on the red staircase, everyone show up as an act of solidarity. Thank you.
Lady from Wake, Representative Cervania, is recognized. I believe the lady wishes to be recorded as having voted no on the override. Is that correct?
Yes, Speaker.
Lady will be recorded as having voted no. The vote does not change the outcome. The chair did call for the lady. If you were giving me a symbol, I didn't see you, but we will record the lady's vote as a no vote on the motion.
Thank you very much, Speaker.
Members, we'll be back at 2. I believe the Representative Lambeth is recognized for an announcement as to the Appropriations Committee.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Just to remind everyone, tomorrow will be a very busy day. The area committees will be meeting at 8:30. Each area will go through their budget request that we have incorporated. And then at 10, we'll have the full appropriations meeting. We will ask that you bring your desktop. We're going to do automated system for amendments. We ask that you have your amendments in by 11:30, and then we'll break, come back to session here at noon, and then we'll be back about 2:30 or whenever session's over to start taking up the amendments tomorrow afternoon. And the amendment request by 11:30, my chairman here reminds me to say that clearly. So amendments have to be requested by 11:30. And there will be a process that you will be told how to follow that for the amendment. Hopefully today you'll get hard copies. They're printing right now as we speak. They are very lengthy, but a lot of boilerplate information in there. But if you got any questions, please feel free to reach out to one of the full chairs. Thank you.
For what purpose does the gentleman from Gaston, Representative Torbett, rise?
Point of personal privilege, Mr. Speaker.
The gentleman has the floor.
I'd be remiss if I didn't quickly address this. My colleague just apologized, I guess, for what the actions on this floor, and I want to also take just a brief moment because one of those people in that classroom might have been my grandsons today. And what I hope the teachers also took is the understanding that you heard from the rules chair leading into the vote that we have already talked about this bill over and over and over again from literally hours about this bill, so we did not have to go through that again for the sake of time. So full deliberation had occurred. Today we came in here for an express reason of a vote, which y'all saw. So please also explain to your kids that deliberation had already happened in other days, and we were here simply for a vote. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yeah. For what purpose does the gentleman from Scotland, Representative Pierce, rise?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Ask Chairman Lambert a question.
Representative Lambeth, does the gentleman yield to a question from Representative Pierce?
Yes.
He yields.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, Representative. Been here, but now for newcomers who are not familiar with the process tomorrow, I think you might need to let them know how they can make those amendments. A lot of them are not, I mean, sometimes I get confused on it, but it can come from departments, so kind of let some of the newcomers know. I think some of them might not have knowledge of how that process works, if you don't mind.
Thank you for that question. That's actually a very good question because it is very confusing at times. In the morning when you have your areas, you simply will be receiving the information. Keep notes, and then there is a process by which you will be able to fill out a form. The room 613 is where you would go, 613 there on the 6th floor, in which you would meet and turn in a request for an amendment. There will be rules and guidelines that your area committees will have for you to follow for requesting an amendment. For example, You can't add new money. You have to move money around. So those guidelines we try to stick to pretty tightly. But the process will be fairly straightforward. If you've got a question, as I'm actually getting a question over here, I'm more than happy to help you navigate through that system. Particularly for freshmen that are probably in awe of this whole process, because we have been moving so fast, a little bit unusual, we're moving this fast. Don't feel like you can't ask a question or you can't get some help to do that. There are 9 full chairs. We're all pretty capable of helping you. Please reach out to one of us if you need extra help to do that. Thank you for the question.
Proper purpose, gentleman from Columbus, Representative Jones, rise.
For announcement.
Gentleman has the floor.
Republicans, we will caucus immediately after this session downstairs in 1228, so please go straight from here to that room. Thank you.
Members, again, pursuant to the notice made earlier, we will have a number of votes today at 2 o'clock. There's a possibility there may be other bills on for second and third reading today that, as they come through, either committee or get added to the calendar. So would ask members to pay attention to that. We do have, like I say, we have a number of business to take care of, and then tomorrow is going to be a very busy day, appropriations, but members should also know there will be votes tomorrow as well. Before we go into recess, are there any further notices or announcements? Seeing none, the chair is going to declare that the House stand in recess until 2 p.m. today, subject to the standard stipulations of Rule 15.1, as well as modifications to the calendar.